Yet you want to act like nothing happened. Business as usual. This is not business as usual for this community. And for all of you say, oh, well, we don't have no store, we can't get no groceries. There's been a food apartheid here for eons. This ain't just happened. What happened now is that this exposed what's been going on all along. Listen, that coward, murderous terrorist was apprehended. But racism, the real killer here, is still on the loose. And it's manifested in the opening of this without this community's input. It manifests itself in the denigration of those sacred lives and this sacred ground by not even listening to what we have to say. We demand that the powers that be sit down with these members of this community and discuss what we should be doing about this sacred ground and about memorializing the people who lost their lives and were impacted here. A fitting memorial. Nowhere else in this country where people have been slain and massacred like that have they fostered people back in there. I've harkened back to the World Trade Centers and they ain't built them yet. But they want to refurbish this and send us in there to be re-traumatized. Where are the resources? Where's the plan for the future for this community and its residents? We have none of that. But we want to celebrate the reopening of trauma, pain, and we want to be indignified by having a makeshift community memorial and not a formal one from this community. It's too soon to reopen these wounds. We haven't even got a scab, let alone heal, and you want to throw us back into there. You wouldn't do that in any other community, I guarantee you that. Even the mayor of Uvalde, Texas, said he is going to level that school because he wouldn't subject a student, a teacher, an administrator, a parent, or anybody to that trauma. Yet we're supposed to walk in there happily and buy groceries off of dirty shelves. It doesn't matter. She said they putting a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. We need surgery. We don't need gauze, we need surgery. We need resources, we need reinvestment, and we need restoration. We've got none of that with just bringing this back. I feel for the people in this community who are held hostage by this, because this is the only thing they have, and they believe it's the only thing they can get. But I know we can get more, and we're demanding more.
And so we're gonna be out here every day, probably until Sunday, and or until we deem that it's necessary. And we're gonna be doing another protest tomorrow at 10 a.m. And so if you guys support what we're doing, and we're saying that it's too soon to reopen this door, please come out and join us to have your voices heard. We know that this is a tricky topic. People have mixed opinions on this, but we're saying that it is too soon to go back into a store where we're literally walking on the blood of our elders and those that have died, to get things that we need, but it's also re-traumatizing to go back into a space where people have been murdered. So that's why we're out here today. We're also calling for a public meeting, which hasn't happened yet, where people can come and share their opinions about what they do want to see on this sacred land. Whether it's a memorial park, maybe it is another store. But from what we've seen, those conversations have not happened. So far, a lot of meetings have happened, but behind closed doors with powerful people, and not the everyday people that are most impacted by this store reopening. So we just want to lift that up. Anybody else want to speak?
I just have a quick question for anyone who would like to answer this. You say there haven't been any public meetings. If you were in those closed door meetings, what would you as a group, as a whole, like to see happen?
And I'm not speaking personally right here. I would like to see that level and move to any of these other green spaces in here. I'd like to see a fitting tribute and memorial to our loved ones and to this community, a place where we can come and heal and be made whole again. But I don't want to see business as usual, because there's not business as usual. My life has not been the same since 5/14. Not been the same. We want change. The status quo has got to go. This is what we do. We put our head in the sand and act like nothing happened. We're not going to stand for that. This community's not going to stand for that. I have signed names of members of the community that nobody talked to them. Nobody talked to them. And they don't want it here. And they live in this area. I'm not talking about anybody that's in walking distance of this. Their only concern is that if they don't have this, they don't have anything. That means Tops got us hostage. Hostage. So we went from murder and massacre to being hostages. When are we going to be human and whole?
And for some community members, they said that it was a struggle just to get this Tops here in the first place.
It took 10 years. But the eyes of the world were on us. It should not take the goodwill of the world. We could have got volunteers to come here and build a store in weeks. The same 2 months it took for them to open this, they should have been building something else. And they didn't. And they still not talking about it. You know why? Because black lives don't matter. But I'm black, my life matter, and they're going to recognize that. Our lives matter, this community matters. We've been subjugated for too long. We're not going for it anymore. The status quo is going to go. We ain't standing for it no more. And although you see this here, or there are legions of us who will be out here every day until something changes. Because we know that if it's up to them, it'll be business as usual. But for us, our lives have been changed forever. And we need change here. We need resources, we need reinvestment, and we need restoration. We need the money that's been flowing all over to come in this community and help clean it up, to take care of these dilapidated houses, to get more than one store here where we have some variety and we can't be held hostage. Let me ask you this. What changed? Any coward terrorist can come right now and go right back into that store and do the same thing. He's guaranteed national news coverage. He's guaranteed praise by his other racist friends. And he's got a lot of black people to kill because we still got only this.
Amen.
So what did we win? What did we get? This is no celebration. And I don't care that we're talking about, oh, well, it's a food desert. It's not a food desert. A desert is a naturally occurring ecological event. This is food apartheid that was manifested by the racism that caused that murder and the racism that allows them to open this up with almost total impunity. But it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. And there are many people who feel like this. I've been on TV 3 or 4 times, and everywhere I walk, it ain't about me. People have said, you are saying what I'm feeling. I am not alone, and many members of this community feel the same. Many members of the media feel the same. They can't say it because they have to appear biased, but I talk to you on the side, and you say the same thing. So let's stop putting our heads in the sand, and let's demand that they meet with this community in a public forum, they hear our issues, and that they're addressed. We had the president here and every official in this country, and neither one of them said nothing but thoughts and prayers. Not one of them said, Governor Hochul could have said, I'll give every company, every grocery store that wants to put a business here the biggest tax cut in New York history. They would have been running in here.
Anti-hate bill. Reparation.
Anti-hate bill. Look, what I ain't even gonna go there because we got so much to get through. But let's start with being honest about what this is about. This is racism at its finest. This is, we don't count, we don't matter, but we stand here to show you that we do count and we do matter. And we're gonna be here until they recognize it and until, you know, they said it took a long time to get that here. We watched during COVID, they built hospitals. Hospitals. Hospitals need more highly technological machinery than a scanner and refrigeration. This was the worst Tops in this area. I've been to all of them. The only one without a live teller in it. The only one. Go to any one of them. They got a whole bank there. You walk up to the window. Here you got a damn ATM. You can get an ATM in any of these stores. Why you got to go in there for that? We don't have anything and they want us to remain like that. We're demanding change. Yes, real change. Not just Band-Aid stuff.
Yeah, so like we said again, tomorrow we'll be back out here at 10 a.m. We we'll be doing a public meeting, so stay tuned for that. We have a form that people can fill out that you can find on Color Girls Bike Tunes page. There's a link for people to fill out to give their feedback on what they would like to envision and see here. And yet again, we just want to stress this: 2 months is too soon. Thank you.
Got all the news out. There's a few people out.
I was just saying, for me personally, I wouldn't even use the bathroom in there because 10 were murdered. I mean, literally.
How you doing? How you doing?
Literally, I mean, it was blood shed in there. I saw the video personally. And after seeing that and just seeing the bodies and actually even in the parking lot, there was bodies. So from where it says, I don't know if you want to point, but food and pharmacy, I mean, from there on, there were bodies there.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I don't want to go in there even for a bathroom break. And I'm not going to spend a penny in there. And it's not so much that I have a beef with Tops personally, but just for them to throw on some paint and some new floors and new this and new that, I don't think that's enough personally. So that's where I'm at. And we want a conversation about it. We want a conversation about what else we can do instead of just Tops. And I do understand that people rely on this Tops, but we got to think big for this neighborhood. That's my thing. We really got to think big for this neighborhood and just envision and imagine just all of this full of businesses. That's pretty much it.
Kind of like it used to be.
And that's
kind of like it used to be back in the day.
That's what I hear from a lot of the elders. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And and one thing that I hear from a select few is that they tried to bring a co-op here at a certain point. And from what I hear is the city told the community, like, no, well, you can't have that, but we'll give you a Tops.
You know how long it took them to get this Tops actually built and in?
I've heard about that as well.
It's crazy.
Yep. I've heard about that.
Give me your name again, please.
I go by, well, my first name is Anthony. I go by Anthony X.
Oh, no, 4507?
Yep. And I've said this and others have, this was literally the worst Tops in the area. And what I mean by that is, I was in here a week prior, and the bottle machines, like let's start there, ancient. Yeah, real old bottle machines. You walk in, I mean, everything looks original compared to the suburban Tops. I'm not saying that they've done nothing, but compared to like Tops in Amherst on Maple Road, like it wasn't looking good.
Two different stores completely.
So what they basically done is 10 people died, and now you say, okay, we'll make it how it should have looked. That's how it should have looked a while ago.
Well, let me ask you, does decorations fix a problem?
No, it doesn't.
Because those are decorations that we see right there. That's not fixing the problem.
Exactly.
So what do you think? What do you think would this Tops really needed to do to fix this problem? I mean, we had to open a store here.
Well, I think we need ownership. Because if you have ownership, then you can create jobs. And it's a whole cycle or economy or whatever you want to call it. That's why.
Did you shop at this Tops regularly?
I used to.
So you know about the 20-minute wait to buy a loaf of bread?
Well, the last time that I was in here, yes.
Yeah. So
and it's
I mean,
ironic. 'cause
Is
I
that
was in
something? Is that something that you think Tops needs to address? Is that they don't have enough staffing in that store for the community, especially on a Sunday? You know,
Yeah.
on the weekends when
Yeah.
we really did shop in here. You were in the store for almost 2 hours.
It happened
to
to
get
me
a loaf of
week,
bread.
It happened to me a week prior. Literally, I saw this Tops a week prior, and we were in the freezer section. We were in the line, and it extended back to the freezer section. So.
Yeah, I know those problems. It's
And
one of the
I-
reasons why I stayed out of Tops before this happened, is to boycott it because of the long lines, the poor choice of food. I'm a cook. I enjoy cooking. I could never go in at Tops and buy a meat that would satisfy what I was trying to cook. I'm getting bad cuts. I'm getting poor meat. I'm getting day-old bread. This is what I was getting before this happened. So now it's going to be harder for me to go into this store after it happened to see if they changed any of that.
Wow.
I'm going to,
These are people for the last couple of days who actually physically signed it. The online petition is for anybody who felt similarly situated. This is to show these politicians and anybody else who say they spoke to us and that we cool with this. These people are not cool with it. These people with these asterisks next to their names, they were in the store. They're not cool with it. They're not cool with it. So why are we doing this and acting like, so their voices doesn't matter? They live here. We got to be here 24/7. While all these politicians people go wherever they go, they say they shop here, they may shop here. But this is our community. And they want this. They want this. They want this. We want it. We gotta have it. Listen, it's been 10 years since they fought to get this here. It's gonna take another 10 years to get another store, and in that time, how many repetitions of this racial massacres are we gonna have? We gonna suffer? You know, it is just. I am disheartened. I am totally disheartened.
This is a redlining map. This is the redlining map that shows.
Oh, redlining map. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is racist. Redlining map. Redlining map. Listen, this is why this community has nothing. Why it's full apartheid going on here. Because it was formed that way, and it's being perpetuated. What changed? Can anybody tell me what changed? Other than the facade and the shelving in there, nothing changed. But you know what happened? We lost this community is we still healing, man. I'm in pain. I'm out here because I have to be. I don't want to be, believe me.
hey,
I'd rather be at my job and doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But I gotta be out here for them.
Well, Tom says that they've redone a lot of the security systems, added lights. You just said you still feel unsafe.
They never, I was the first one to come here and call Tops. And I asked them, who's working here? Is they going to hire any minority contractors? The lady said, we don't know who's working here. I'll give you a call back and let you know. I've been a contractor for 35 years. I used to teach the local 210, which is the labor's union. I've been trying to help this community and grow. I tore down more houses than the average person and done asbestos, okay? They haven't done anything to get any minority contractors here. At least make us feel something out of it.
And that's the same racism. That's the same racism gonna play itself out when they build that stadium. They talking about gonna have 95% of people gonna work there and not gonna look like me. They're not gonna look like me.
But I've been out here for 30
we
years.
pay $750 million.
Contracted. Like I said, I was a demolition guy. I remember growing up as a little boy in Buffalo. I went to school 43, okay? As a little boy, I had to be escorted on a bus to go home every day because we would get jumped on. This is going back in the 60s.
oh, I'm sorry, excuse me.
So my thing is we need to get together, we need to talk about
Jerome Wright,
economics.
Jerome, all middle initial, Wright, W-R-I-G-H-T.
Thank you, brother.
Those are the things we need to address.
Are you leaving?
I live in this neighborhood. I was born and raised right here, deep in this hospital that got torn down. I'm 66 years old. I've been in Buffalo my entire life. Never left.
How have you been coping with this foreclosure? Where have you been getting here?